Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host, Johnny Hellcat, and with me today are minions Hey Cal,
Good evening.
Del Haste,
Yo and hello.
and Sanguine.
Good evening, all.
How are you guys' days going?
I mean, could be better, could be worse. Uh, I'm doing all right. How about y'all?
I'm concerned.
About?
The title.
uh, I couldn't think of anything else, and so this is pretty much just a reference to yesterday's minions.
You can thank
See,
Jen for that one.
now that just brings up more questions. I couldn't think of anything else besides Sora's snowy dump.
Like I said, watch yesterday's Minions and thank Jen for the
Yep,
title.
that is Gen T Max's slip up, and it stuck. So
Mm. Sora's dump got stuck, eh?
So yeah, that is. And what's really funny is I doubt she'll even show up. So that's.
Was she even invited?
Well, she's probably working, so or probably doing busy
I like
post
how
work
he didn't
stuff.
say, yes, she's been invited. He's just said, well, she's probably working.
It's
He
Makes it
also
sound
hasn't
like,
said no.
it is an open door policy here, as she has been on the stream before. She knows she's always welcome.
okay. For a moment there, it just sounded like, well, not as such.
It is an open door policy whenever I stream. So
Fair enough.
What a cop out.
Yeah.
it's called loophole. Thank you very much.
Frosted.
That's a
Oh, yeah.
revolving door.
As I haven't responded to how I'm doing fairly well, except for the fact that my catalytic converter was stolen by probably some meth or crackhead that lives in my apartment complex.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me.
Yep. So it was locked up in my apartment's garage, and someone jacked it. Someone crawled underneath, cut out the catalytic converter, and made off. So I've notified my insurance, notified the police, as well as notified my management company for the apartment complex to go, hey, I know you fuckers have at least 2 cameras in that garage. Do you happen to have more? And did any of them catch who did this?
Frosted. Anyone in
like
the
how
market
it
for a
got
Cadillac
frosted.
converter?
Of the
Ah,
emulator.
that's some bullshit.
Yeah. It, frustrating as hell. So I'm without car for a little bit.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler
Like I was
alert.
saying,
It was quiz.
I, I was gonna say, like, you're the second Minion in, like, the last year that's had their catalytic converter stolen.
Yep.
Maybe Quiz drove up from Chicago and he's just paying it forward.
Yep. It's irksome that that shit happened. But
He didn't happen to ask any, like, specific questions about the make and model of your vehicle, did he?
nah, no, I didn't. It's one of those things, though, so dealing with that, and then only other issue that I've had is my dishwasher is on the fritz. Apparently its pump got shot, so
Why did you
waiting
shoot
on...
the pump?
I didn't shoot it, I just said it got shot.
I didn't realize you were in a high crime environment.
Well,
Stray
I
bullets
just had
flying
my
everywhere.
catalytic converter stolen.
Yeah, but I mean that's you know, I mean theft compared to just random drive-by shootings,
But yeah, the motor shit the bed on it. So Now I'm waiting for that to come in, so I have a dishwasher again. Which is a bit irksome again, but what can you do about it?
Yeah.
Use your hands.
Well, that doesn't fix the pump in the dishwasher. Right?
But it fixes your dishwasher.
Such time.
Exactly, John. This man.
Not
gets...
until I have a pump for it. It doesn't.
Oh, must be fucking nice.
I mean, that's kind of graphic for minions talking about yourself as a pump, but I mean.
Hey man, put yourselves up. I ain't here to judge. Just point and laugh.
Yeah, once that gets fixed, it'll be nicer, smoother going again. And then, so I have two things that are going. One shouldn't cost me a dime. The other is at least $500, and then seeing what my insurance says.
I have had back-to-back doctor's appointments for the last couple days, today and yesterday.
Lucky duck.
Well, yesterday was more dentist rather than doctor, but I mean they're still doctors.
Barely.
I mean, chiropractor, not a doctor either, but
No.
I mean, a dentist is a doctor, but it's the only doctor that I can skip going to and just buy replacement parts. You can't really do that with like a cardiologist. You know?
I mean, you can
Not
do
yet.
that with an optometrist.
There are artificial hearts.
I was gonna say not yet. Like where you can just
Yeah,
buy
but I
a
can't buy
part.
them in a strip mall.
No.
you,
And you have to
tr-
go see them to get them installed anyways.
you can trade it for that catalytic converter.
Yes, I'd like to upgrade my heart to a catalytic converter. You heard it.
Any car you go into suddenly becomes a caddy.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I went in because I've been having headaches that just hit out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're called kids.
Well, my kids aren't with me. But now we got checked out for that, and then my elbow. And it turns out I have, what does the note say here?
I swear, if you got tennis elbow from cranking it.
I mean, for the guy who refers to himself as a pump.
Piece of precision machinery.
The diagnosis is epicondylitis.
Okay. That makes sense.
So yeah. And then
All
I
I
have.
gotta tell is just pretending that Johnny didn't absolutely mangle what he said.
I don't even know how to even say this, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it, and if it irritates people, I will say it again. Epicondylitis.
Again, makes a lot of sense.
Epicondriolitis. There we go.
I don't care how he pronounces it. It's still not going to change the fact that I don't know what the fuck that means.
Tennis elbow. Like that's literally all it is.
Right? I just don't care.
But no, I have a root canal set for next Tuesday because I went into the doctor. I went into the dentist, and they're like, when I went in a few months ago, they're like, we're gonna take a look at this tooth. You know, if it's not bugging you, we can wait, or we can fix it now. I said we can wait because it's not bugging you. I go, okay, we can wait. That's fine.
And
You know,
then
I've-
you realize you fucked up.
Yeah, I should have had it done then. But because when he took he took an X-ray, and then he goes, "Oh yeah, that tooth is totally fucked." So you see this little dark area here? I'm like, yeah, and he goes, yeah, that's near infection. So we're gonna have to clean that out, and then give it a root canal. And I'm like, that is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the front of my mouth, so I don't want to have it pulled.
Oof. Just
So,
go
yeah.
out dentist and manage to put a chiclet up there or something.
You don't want to have Walmart mouth?
And now I don't want to whistle.
Shut up.
Functionally the same thing, in my opinion.
I'm so glad that you did that, Don. But yeah, so that's my fun time. Nope.
So, anyone have anything interesting that they wanted to bring up?
Actually,
There's one thing that I saw that was oh, that's amusing.
I do, but you go ahead and go first.
Apparently, during one of the talks with voters, Trump said that he wants to start focusing on making crime-free zones. And people who have been advocating for all kinds of blank-free zones are coming out of the woodwork going, "That's ridiculous! How would that ever work?" And it's just like, oh, so that's how we get you to realize that shit's stupid. We just have Trump say it first.
Well, of course.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna look for my shock face.
I mean, that just kind of reminds me of that Key and Peele sketch where they had Obama, like Jedi mind tricking all the Republicans, you know, like doing the opposite.
Yep. Yeah, it's just one of those. Okay. Too stupid to breathe.
I mean, what was it George Carlin quote? Like, think of how stupid the average person, or you know, I've already fucked it up, I'm sure. But like, think of how dumb the average person is and realize, you know, there are people that are dumber than that.
It's think of how dumb the average person is and realize half of them are even dumber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something.
I fucked it up.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's just, god damn it, people, really, how do you... No one's even forcing you to make these errors, no one's goading you to make these errors, you're just looking at the landmine and going, I'm gonna jump on it.
I can do this. It's fine.
Yeah. I got this. I'm built different. And then you blow up. You weren't.
Now the only interesting thing I've got would be like after we end tonight. I don't know if it's going to be over in our Discord or in Dax's, but doing a movie night. I'm finally going to watch Nobody.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
I'll have to. If he wants to do it over in ours, I can give him the permissions for it.
I don't know which one we're doing again. So.
I'm sure one of us will think of something.
Eventually.
No, it is a very good movie.
I mean, if it's got Christopher Lloyd in it,
I don't believe that's a chair, Johnny. All right.
It is a chair.
Make it do it again.
Another squeak.
Okay.
I know I can't hear it with my my headphones on, so
Okay, there's another one.
That's not
There
Johnny's
it is.
chair. He already got the root canal.
there it is.
WD-40, man, for the love of God.
If I knew exactly where the squeak was, I would know.
Spray and pray, dude.
That was
We're safe and
one
sorry.
of the most no-shit sentences you have ever uttered, Johnny. If I knew where the squeak was, then I would know. You just defined that. Yeah, yes, you would. How the fuck would you know where the squeak is but not know?
It's like that phrase, it's the last place I looked.
Yeah.
Welcome to English with Johnny Hellcat.
English good.
And people up north make fun of how we talk in the South.
Well, I mean,
Ceiling chair.
But yeah, finally gonna get to see that. I have not been watching any movies or anything lately. Just been unplugged for a while.
Not that there's been much to watch. It's all garbage.
Well, no, I mean, like, there's been some stuff like, ooh, that kind of looks interesting. I just never got around to watching it. You know,
Yeah.
never. Well, I don't have any. I mean, like, the only thing I have a subscription on is YouTube, just so I don't have to deal with fucking ads and, you know.
So you got the premium?
Yeah.
The only recent movie that looked at all interesting to me was the Nick Cage. That just came out, what was it, 2 months ago now?
You know, there are so many Nick Cage movies.
I was gonna say, like, you
I
gotta
was
narrow
gonna
that
say,
down
You
right,
gotta-
a
like-
little bit.
Well, there's one that just came out like 2 months
yeah,
ago.
again,
He's-
that doesn't
he-
narrow it down much.
He's been churning out
agree.
movies like Tupac putting out albums after he died. Like, there's too many.
I want to say it was the Dream Scenario was the name of it.
I hadn't even heard of that one.
The premise was that Nick Cage starts appearing, or the character that Nick Cage is playing starts appearing in everyone's dreams. And people start reacting to him in real life based on what he does in their dreams. So some people end up having nightmares with him in it, and then they are scared of him in real life.
Dream
That
scenario.
was, yeah. It looked like an interesting movie.
A hapless man finds his life turned upside down when millions of strangers suddenly start seeing him in their dreams. When his nightmare appearances take a nightmarish turn, Paul is forced to navigate his newfound stardom.
Yep, so it starts off with them being good dreams and then they turn into nightmares. And everyone starts
And he becomes like a pariah or something.
viewing him as if he's at fault. And that he actually wants to do that. So people start vandalizing his shit, chasing him down, kicking the shit out of him, stuff like that.
It's an IMDb 7 out of 10.
What was Willy's Wonderland, though?
Willy's
I haven't seen that one
Wonderland. 5.5 out of 10.
Willy's Wonderland is fantastic, so that gives me my marker. Have you guys seen Willy's Wonderland?
I just said I haven't.
I saw part of it.
Della, have you seen it?
No.
It is a very strange movie of Nick Cage not saying a single fucking word,
Put it on the list, Johnny.
murking the animatronics from like a Five Nights at Freddy's style place.
I know that Rotten and them watched it.
It is so fucking good. Because it is mental.
I was half tempted to drop in on the other night when they were watching Face Off.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie, but that's one of those. It makes no sense whatsoever.
It doesn't need you.
You have to completely suspend your disbelief, otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, your head will explode with all the questions. Like, why are they doing this? What's going on with that? What? Huh? What? Why?
Yep. And that's the point of it. It's meant to be insanity, and it's glorious for its insanity. That's the thing. I don't have a problem with cheesy action movies that their plots are just a thinly veiled excuse for the action scenes. Those can be fantastic. They can be fun movies. It's
Like,
when...
that's another one I've been wanting to see. The Sisu or whatever. The
Yep.
The Norwegian one.
Hey, Poppy. Yeah.
Hey, Poppy.
Or Finnish, I think.
Yeah. That's another one that it seems like the plot is just a failing thing.
Although I did get burned by Cocaine Bear, so like I'm a little gun shy.
Yeah, it seems like a thinly veiled excuse for the action shots. And I'm fine with those movies, as long as that's what the movie is going for, and it's not ashamed that that's what it's going for. The ones that I hate are the ones that try to, no, we're making a real high art piece. No, you aren't. Shut the fuck up. You aren't making high art. You're making a fun popcorn flick. Just be the fun popcorn flick. That isn't a bad thing to be a popcorn flick.
That would be me.
For a change, it isn't me doing the keyboard noises.
Huh. Check this out, guys.
That's
From
a
the
fair
Detroit
point,
Police
Frosted.
Department. Beginning February 13th, 2024, any person who lives with a minor or those who know reasonably that a minor will come into their home must store their firearms safely. Guns must be unloaded and 1. Locked with a trigger locking mechanism, or 2. Stored in a locked storage container.
You could just teach the kid, no.
Or you could just keep that big iron on your hip like you're supposed to.
Teach the kid not to fuck around with that shit. And keep it on you.
Well, see, Frosted, I knew that going in. My main complaint was that there was not enough Ray Liotta or bears on cocaine. That's what I went to the movie for. Ray Liotta and bears on cocaine.
Those are good things to go see that movie for.
Yeah. That's what sold me.
Yeah. I can't blame you for that.
But you know what? As disappointed as I was with that, the day was still saved by Puss in Boots.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which was surprisingly good from
it was a
everything
damn
that
good
I've heard.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, you don't need to have everything be high art, and it doesn't need to be this amazing story in order to be a good movie. It
And
just
the
has
best
to
part
be.
was, the best part was like that. It was a what's it? It was a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Friday, right? Went and saw Puss in Boots at the matinee. You know, like there was like me, the girlfriend, and like I think 4 other people.
Mm-hmm.
5, you know, like had the whole theater to ourselves pretty much. And then going to see Cocaine Bear, like that was, you know, prime time showing, and that place wasn't even a quarter full.
Mm-hmm.
So You can pretty much just
But-
run around, do whatever you want in a movie theater these days.
Yep.
No line for nachos or popcorn, nothing. Just, I mean, if only the movies were good, I'd go to the movies more often.
Mm-hmm.
Probably kind of would defeat the purpose, though. I mean, if the movies were good, more people would go to them. The lines for nachos would be longer.
It would be fantastic if shit was actually just good. And again, it doesn't have to be high art. It doesn't have to be something that you're going, oh my god, this is amazing. Just be honest about what the fuck you're watching. So, if you go, yep, we made a fun popcorn flick, I'm going to judge it like a fun popcorn flick. And as long as it's amusing, I'm going to have fun. If you say that this is supposed to be a serious movie, and it falls apart, I'm going to be fairly harsh on it. If you say that it's meant to continue a series, and it fails at every aspect that that series succeeded in, I'm going to be fairly harsh on it.
I didn't.
Anybody else?
I didn't
What
think.
do you have, Johnny?
I didn't think Next was that bad, but it was. I didn't like the
The
end.
Nicolas Cage movie?
Yeah.
That's one of the ones that I haven't actually seen.
It's got him and is it Jessica Biel and
Jessica Biel,
Julianne
yeah.
Moore?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
It's okay. Nicolas Cage can see the future, like
Wait, no, I did see that one.
yeah,
It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't terrible.
yeah.
but-
It was a middle of the road kind of.
Yeah. It was like a C plus, B minus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't help but think that Anna Taylor-Joy has the biggest face I think I've seen on someone.
Somebody.
Have you seen the Italian chef lady from Food Network?
Well, no,
Giannia or
like
some shit like that?
that Anya Taylor-Joy chick. I saw somebody like do a side by side, or no, it wasn't a side by side. It was like a like the top of her head and like the bottom was Sid the Sloth from Ice Age.
Nice.
It fit perfectly. I can't unsee that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like those eyes are just way too far apart for me. Like it's uncanny.
Yeah, she's apparently the main for the Mad Max spin-off.
That's the last one I watched. Thunderdome? I haven't watched Mad Max movies in forever.
Did you only watch the originals?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they had remade Thunderdome or some insane shit.
No, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's the last one I watched. So, what was that? Was that in the 90s or was that before?
Beyond Thunderdome?
Yeah,
I want to say late 80s, early 90s?
late 80s.
85.
Okay, so mid 80s.
With Miss Tina Turner.
They need to make a face-off sequel, Face to Face. I mean, you could probably sell them a script for Austin. Sequels are all the rage these days.
Sequels, spin-offs, and reboots.
The name of the movie. It was the Jean-Claude Van Damme Die Hard ripoff. Overtime? Was it overtime?
Oh, sudden death.
Sudden
yeah,
death.
sudden death.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I'm sorry, dude, but he's supposed to be a firefighter from Pittsburgh, and he still got that
It was
fucking
fun.
accent.
It wasn't
I
good.
can't overlook that one. Like I could see,
Yeah,
I
it
could
was
see it in
fun,
like
it wasn't
Lionheart,
good.
you know, whatnot.
I mean, it's a Van Damme movie. What are you expecting?
Or what was that one they had him do? It's like a rip off of the most dangerous game. Like there's some movies he did where his accent fit, and there are
Yeah.
other ones that just no.
Probably the best, worst one was that they tried to have him as Guile.
Oh, that was just ridiculous. I'm fairly certain that movie killed Raul Julia.
Oh yeah. It is still one of those classic bad movies, though, where it has its charm. It isn't
But to him,
a
it was just a Tuesday.
yeah. It isn't just a fuck this movie. This is god awful. It's oh god, this movie's so bad. Want to watch it again?
No, like I would watch like a Mario Brothers movie, multiple times. But after Street Fighter, like no, I'm not watching video game movies. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I had more of a rough viewing experience with the Mario movie than I did with Street Fighter.
I mean, I gave it some grace because of Bob Hoskins, you know, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like,
Yep.
loved him from that movie. Uh,
Oh my God, they
I'd
made it.
seen John Leguizamo and I don't know what all of the before then. Mortal Kombat movie. Okay, yeah. See that I saw that before I saw Street Fighter though. Like that's grandfathered in, Frosted.
Assassin, you're hallucinating.
There is nothing better than Wes Study playing a Thai man.
You're hallucinating, Assassin, because I've just been sitting in my chair this entire time.
The only thing you might be hearing is my dog panting in the background.
Well, that might have been my wife too.
Your wife is panting in the background?
Sounds like a good marriage.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one since she is right over there.
Attaboy.
Hello.
You know what that wasn't? It wasn't a no.
And you know what else it wasn't? Anyone else listening to the stream? Thank you.
Is anyone hearing running water?
Yeah, that would be right behind me.
Okay.
I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, it's not loud enough on my side.
Now you get to go see what it is?
Yeah.
Aw, why do you want to get a hold of me?
But
You don't want me to do it for you?
all right, since everyone's acting up, I'll be right back.
Copy that.
So
Yeah, there's-
Sanguine, what was on the menu tonight?
Tonight is pork loin that I have in the sous vide right now. I'm going to be pulling it out after the stream and torching it, which is going to be served on top of a bed of rice. And I'm probably going to do some mushrooms and onions with that as well. But it's pork that has it's sous vide for a while without anything, just the pork, and then I about halfway through the sous vide cut off a corner of my sous vide bag, dumped in some double brewed shoyu with a bit of chili crisp and smoked garlic and ginger. So that's currently permeating the meat. And then, like I said, probably going to do mushroom, onion, might do butter, shoyu, and Japanese whiskey finished mushrooms with that. Drinks will be a sake, Asahi, and then a Japanese whiskey. It'll be delicious.
I had chili and cornbread.
Mm. That's better than normally.
What do you mean better than normally? I only have pizza every now and then, and I only tell you about it just so that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of the time when you tell me about your dinner, it's pizza. So that's better than normally from my perspective of you telling me about your dinners.
Well, like I said, I work in a kitchen now, dude. There's leftovers all the time.
Good.
I might actually have to see about getting some groceries though on this next paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Frosted. Just once, I want saying would answer a ham sandwich.
Would it count the... No, that wasn't a ham. I did have technically a turkey sandwich a while ago. I took turkey breast, I pankoed it, deep fried it, doing turkey katsu, and then I had a turkey katsu sandwich. That's technically a turkey breast sandwich. Though I suppose I could do ham katsu. That's delicious as well. I might actually get some ham at some point and do some ham katsu. Katsu isn't a fruity name, it's not French. French is when you get the fruity names.
Sorry, I had to mute for a second because all of the dogs decided they want to come in here at the same time and try and lay down, and there's not enough room. There's really not. So I don't need them getting pissy with each other, trying to snap at each other.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, dinner will be delicious. Welcome back.
But I do have a couple of stories. One that Travis gave us, and then one that I found because of the one that Travis gave us. So let me see if I can get that pulled up here. And it will be in the stream, not necessarily on here. This comes from the Oklahoman.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
Frosted is offended by you deep throating your mic right now.
It's not so much deep throating the mic, it's that there's a sound like a fan on behind you, blowing directly onto your mic.
The only fans that are anywhere near me are in the computer, and those aren't even anywhere near the mic.
Well, then you've got some kind of output issue because it sounds.
Let's check the sound on the stream then.
Please tell me the one that you pulled up as the side story is the proposed
Please
bill
tell me
to
the
make
one that you pulled up
Oklahoman
as the side
journalists
story.
get licenses.
Yes.
Nice.
And there's also one about furries would require to be picked up from the school by their parents or animal control.
Okay.
I don't know how that's related to the first one, but yeah, I don't know what Mike is picking up. That shouldn't be
If you're
picking
not
up.
having your kids picked up from school by animal control for being a furry, you're not parenting right.
Wait, if you're not?
Yeah. If you're not having your kids picked up from school
Oh.
by animal control for being a furry, then you're not doing parenting right.
I don't
Penguin,
think
are you
he's...
following that?
Yeah, I follow both of what you're saying. He's saying if your child is a furry and you aren't having them picked up, but you're hearing if your child isn't a furry that you're having it picked up, then you failed as a parent.
Well, I mean, if your child is a
Or
furry,
is a
you
spark
failed as a
plug.
parent.
Well, yeah, but might as well have some fun with it. Call animal control on him.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
knew immediately that was what you were picking up.
that is incredibly loud. I don't know what is. I wonder if I. Did I do anything?
No, not really. Now the TV is louder.
Well, that's my phone. That's. So let's put that back over there. So I wonder what the mic is picking up here.
Live TV, folks.
Mike's pulling up a snowball. I don't know what. That's weird. Then I wonder if it is just picking up the computer. Which I didn't think it would be. It's not incredibly loud. Alright, so I can still hear you guys, so that's good. I mean, can you hear the fan that Frost is talking about?
I'm
And-
just listening through StreamYards, and I don't hear anything on board.
Sound like you're in a plane and the window down. Or it's a Spirit airplane or a Spirit airline flight. I wonder if I have to move my mic. So I'm gonna have to move the box because that's big enough of a pain in the ass. And I don't want it under the desk.
I'm just waiting for this audio issue to be resolved so I can find out what's going on in Oklahoma.
Same.
Well, I don't think there's anything I can do with that. So I am gonna have to go with on with the story. If I can find the story. What? Okay, that's... Where did the story go? Oh, there it is. Alright, Oklahoma bill making journalists get licenses, drug tests sparks First Amendment pushback.
Oh, we aren't reading the one about the children first?
No, we're not reading the furry one first. We'll read the funny
No,
one.
not the furry one. I was talking about the school lunch one, which is the one that you had pulled up originally.
No, that's not the one I was... That's not even the
Okay.
story that Travis gave me.
Okay. We saw one about school lunches being expanded.
No, this one. Oklahoma bill making journalists get licenses, drug tests, sparks First Amendment pushback. Let's see. The state lawmakers bill that requires journalists to be licensed and forced to take quarterly drug tests won't be able to get very far. Won't get very far in the upcoming legislative session, but it's already sparking pushback from state news media. Senate Bill 1837 would create the Common Sense Freedom of Press Control Act. The measure requires criminal background checks of every member of the news media, licensing of journalists through Oklahoma Corporation Commission.
That's clever, and the journalists are too stupid to realize it. I like it.
The completion of a propaganda-free training course through Oklahoma's State Department of Education, a $1 million liability insurance, and quarterly drug tests. Impressive. Let's see. The measure would apply to all media outlets operating within the state. It was proposed by Senator Nathan Dahm, a Republican of Broken Arrow. Dahm also serves the state chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party.
Broken Arrow is a suburb of Tulsa. Those of you that aren't aware.
For the Oklahoma uneducated.
Yes. This has been your Oklahoma geography lesson for the day.
Again, I really like the fact that this is designed to get challenged and get overturned to undermine a shit ton of other stuff. That's delightful.
Let's see. John Small, a member of the board of directors of the Oklahoma Society of Professional Journalists and the editor of the Johnston County Sentinel, a weekly newspaper in Tishomingo, said Dom's bill was a bad idea and a violation of the First Amendment. How dare I not be able to take drugs and write random stories? He's asking journalists.
I mean, I'm taking drugs and we're reporting on this right now. We're journalists, Johnny. This would affect me.
Let's see. He's asking journalists to undergo more scrutiny than he did. Small said, "The bill is an egregious violation of the First Amendment."
Hey, man, I'm with you. I say we drug test the politicians too. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Also, again, they're too stupid to breathe. They don't realize what they're arguing against. It's hilarious.
Small questioned the need for the measure. I wonder if it's a knee-jerk response on his part because there are journalists in Oklahoma, myself included, who think the good senator may be a couple of McNuggets short of a Happy Meal.
No, it has fuck all to do with journalists. It's just to get journalists to make the argument that he's been making in other things. That's what makes this funny.
Let's see, Don's proposal isn't the first time Oklahoma public officials have tried to restrict journalists. In 1934, a state question on would have also required journalists to be licensed and force the managing officer of each newspaper and magazine to preserve the original signed manuscript and headline of the news and editorial matter. That proposal, however, was abandoned and never submitted for public vote.
Oh, that second part should be something that is maintained. That needs to come back. They need to do that second element. This current one is just the senator taking a piss. It's delightful.
Let's see. Really, bitch? Get off the fucking cat. Get off the desk. Cat just jumped up on the counter. Well, she should know better than jump on top of the desk.
Yeah.
Actions have consequences, Camel.
One of these days. Pow! Boom!
Bang, zoom straight to the view.
Let's see here.
Your wife's name
Representative.
isn't Alice by any chance.
No. No, it's not. Let's see here. Representative Mickey Dolenz, a Democrat from Oklahoma City. Excuse me. City is concerned about Dom's proposed legislation and called it yet another example of how radicalized GOP lawmakers in Oklahoma have transformed the Republican Party.
Okay, I'm not insane. You guys get what's going on, right?
Yeah, Senator's taking a piss.
Yeah, you know how, though, right? Because it seems like everyone else is fucking just like, no, this is dead serious, and this is him directly trying to undermine the First Amendment.
He's getting them to make an argument against licensing and whatnot.
He's getting them to make an argument against everything that they've pushed for when it comes to the Second Amendment by getting them to say that it's a abrogation of the right to have these requirements. If it's an abrogation of the First Amendment to have these requirements upon the journalist, then it's an abrogation of the Second Amendment to have these requirements on everyone.
I think you're giving him more credit than he probably deserves, Sanguine. I think he's probably just taking a piss, wrestling some jimmies of journalists with a bill that he knows will never pass.
I disagree
think-
because
I-
he's doing
I don't think
very
he's being that
specific
deep.
things. He's doing very specific things. He's doing the things that are being demanded when it comes to people having the right to own a gun. People want people that have guns to have to be licensed. So he is calling for licensing. They're calling for everyone to have to go through specific courses. So he's calling for them to go through specific courses. They're calling for them to have to get psychological and drug testing. So he's requiring them to go through psychological and drug testing. He's doing every single thing that they're saying that they need to have. The background check. Every single thing is a one-to-one with what people have been calling for when it comes to gun rights.
I mean, you could be right. I'm just used to dumb politicians in my state, so.
Oh yeah, I get that.
He's
but
pulling a fast one, you know. He's thinking several moves ahead, cause yeah.
Because again, it's every single thing is a direct one-to-one. It isn't that he's doing random restrictions. I still say that the old one, where it was that they need to keep the original version, that should still be in play, or that should still be something that people push for, because that keeps.
So does that get
them on.
rid of the? Oh, hey, Sora, how's it going?
I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Would you care to explain, Johnny?
I'm sure she's aware of what the snowy dumps are from. No, I found. I don't even remember where I found it, but yeah, I set it to where it's my mic, and now you guys can actually hear me. So, or everyone else, really. But yeah, no, we're good to go.
But yeah, the old one, the 1934 one that you have on screen, where it was they need to keep the original copy.
Yeah.
They can have edits, but they need to have those edits annotated in rather than just changing it. They need to keep the original and then go, it's wrong at this point, and they can stick in a note there and have their corrections that way. That's just good journalism in my mind. But everything else that was being required by the current one is a 1-for-1. It seems to me that it would be slightly ridiculous to think that it's just accidentally 1-for-1.
I'm sorry, what now?
I said it would seem ridiculous to me to assume that everything is accidentally 1-for-1 rather than going, oh no, this is intentionally 1-for-1.
Well, that one news executive director guy, Mark Thomas, said that he knows how to get his name in the paper. Yeah, talk shit about the people that write the papers.
Yep.
It's not that difficult. I mean, what we're really trying to figure out, saying is this guy a mad genius or is he just an idiot savant?
Well, I'm saying that with it being 1-for-1, him doing the exact same restrictions on journalism that they're calling for when it comes to the Second Amendment. So, an abrogation of the first in the form of their abrogation of the second. It seems strange.
Sorry.
It seems strange to think that, well, this 1-for-1 quality is just something that he happened upon. Perhaps if it was just one or two aspects of it, but the fact that it was every single major aspect had its double in what he was putting forward, that starts to beggar the imagination. The politician's party that's putting forward the journalist one is Republican. The politicians that are trying to rally against it are the Democrats, which is what my point is. That
Oh, I get your point. You know, you've made it so very well. I'm just saying, as somebody who's lived here for 3 decades, it's still a toss up to my mind as to whether or not he's a mad genius or an idiot savant. He could have just fucking stumbled. Stranger things have happened here, man.
I suppose it just seems like that would be one hell of a circumstance. Like I said, 1, 2, maybe
Yeah,
even 3.
I mean, billions of possibilities and probabilities and all that stuff. I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's a better chance of that being the case than me winning the Powerball. So, but yeah, that is funny to me that they're
They're giving the arguments against everything that they've been pushing for.
Yeah, I hadn't read the article, but I just saw the headline from Travis, and my response was just lol, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
But I had seen the. Do you have that in the Oklahoman too, or did you have the Post article for the other one?
For the other one, they're both Oklahoman.
See, I saw it in the Post. And I was like, huh. Okay. I was like, because they reference that the kitty litter box thing, and how like, oh, that was debunked. Just like, I mean, okay, so it was debunked. It's never happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the harm in making a law that says that it shouldn't happen?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, if it's never happened, that shouldn't be a problem, right? Why we?
Yeah. Oklahoma bill would require furries to be picked up from school by parents or animal control.
I mean,
It's bold of them to allow that far in
I think if they get by animal control, that's That's like parental consent. Being spayed, neutered. Like we need to do something to stamp out this degeneracy view.
See, before the 2024 Oklahoma legislative sessions begin, thousands of bills will be filed, and most will never come close to becoming law. One Oklahoma lawmaker, Representative Justin Humphrey, Republican of Lane.
Yeah, I have no clue where that is.
Okay. Your geography.
God damn it, Camel, you
lesson of the
had
day.
one job.
There are 77 counties. I can't know every patch of real estate in this fucking.
You had one job, Camel. One job. Tell us where these counties are.
We'll just assume it's in the Panhandle.
Yeah, it's in the middle of God's nowhere. That's where it is. All right.
Decided to file a bill targeting furries, or people in a subculture interested in anthropomorphic animal characters in Oklahoma schools. What does Oklahoma House Bill 3084 say? Humphrey's bill, House Bill 3084, would ban students who purport to be an imaginary animal or animal species, or who engage in anthropomorphic behavior commonly referred to as furries at school, from participating in class and school activities.
See, now you're just going to have all the slackers identifying as furries. This is not... Have we learned nothing from Australia? Look at all the invasive species they brought in to fuck, with the other invasive species they brought in. This is not going to work. You're just going to make the problem worse.
The bill would require parents or guardians to pick up the student from school. But if parents are unable to pick the student up, the bill says animal control services shall be contacted to remove the student.
Yeah, some of those little bastards of the pound.
They're going... It's said to be going after people, but is this not
And he had to be wearing a fucking cowboy hat in his...
Is this not just acknowledging their self-ID?
Dude, you're bald. We get it. I mean, just... The fuck are you doing, man?
It seems to be doing exactly what they wanted. They want people to be able to self-identify. He's going, okay, you self-identify as an animal. The way that we handle animals is either their owners come get them, or we have animal control come get them.
And I mean, depending what hunting season it is, and what you identify.
Is there a bag limit on furry deer?
I mean, we tried to get a Bigfoot hunting season going, so I mean, I can't imagine. Surely there's more. There's got to be more furries than Bigfoot running around. I mean, I'm seeing this as a win, guys. I don't know about you. We're gonna fix this problem one way or another.
See, I just want the furries to go back to what was the more sensible version of being furries. It was still kind of weird, and I freely admit that, but it was fun, and it wasn't, well, you need to acknowledge what I identify. No, we don't.
Being behind closed doors, you mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I could not give a fuck.
I feel like
what
all
people
that
do
shit
downstairs.
should be behind closed doors. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of what being a furry used to be.
No, I meant like all. I don't want to see you motherfuckers holding hands in public. Like, I'm one step away from saying, you know what, Sharia doesn't sound that bad. Keep all that shit in your bedroom. I don't want to see it.
it's one of those things that just be normal. Why can't you be normal? And I don't mean be normal as in like, no, you aren't allowed to be a furry. I mean, when you are walking around with general people, act normal. When you're
Fake it
with
till
your
you make it.
community, when you're with your community, sure, dress up in whatever the fuck you want. It's the same shit that we have with people that enjoy Renaissance fairs. People that enjoy Renaissance fairs, if someone was walking around the middle of a city and demanding that they get addressed as captain while wearing fucking pirate garb, everyone would go, they're a weird fuck. So, when it comes to Ren fairs, though, yeah, go in your costume, have fun, be with the people that enjoy doing that shit with you, and do it together. Perfectly fine. Same rule for the furries. It's when you start trying to force other people to take part in what you enjoy that it becomes a the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, we. But yeah, that's those are pretty much the only stories I was able to find in short notice.
Yes, Sora, we do need to bring back shame.
Nope.
When did we lose it?
In the aughts, it started, and then by the teens, it came out in full force.
The late 2000s, when
Yeah, like I said.
when reality TV became a thing.
Jesus.
The aughts started the
Well, I
damage
mean,
on
reality
it.
TV was a thing since like the '90s. Assassin's, he's kicking it back to the '60s.
There were signs of it then, but it wasn't the complete lack of it. Like I said, I'd put it at the late aughts, and then it really dialed up in the teens. And one of the things that I really put blame on is when people started doing the "born this way" bullshit.
So
That is
Lady
the
Gaga.
worst.
Okay,
"Born this way" is the worst argument in favor of anything.
she was the harbinger of our doom. Okay, gotcha.
She was an exemplar of it. Yes.
Frosted. Oh, yeah.
When did the
that
lack
seals
of
it.
shame was
Dead.
what the question was?
And apparently Della's just giving his answer in chat. Now, is that the international or is that the American way of doing a date?
Well, what's the difference?
The freedom way.
Like, which one's which? Which one's which?
Day,
Well,
month, year, or month?
The
day,
proper way to
year?
do it is month, day, year.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's what I did.
Okay. So January 11th. All right.
He likes his months first and his temperatures in Fahrenheit, so he's good to go.
It just makes sense. I don't understand why there has to be two different ways.
I blame the other foreigners, Della. I don't know what to tell you, man. They do weird shit.
It's fucked up over here, man. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. You even
No.
have people that want to be French over there.
Like I did have to pause for a second. I was like, is that supposed to be January or November?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn it, I shouldn't have to think like that as an American.
What? Okay.
What the absolute fuck?
I didn't want to see that. Okay.
Okay, now I got to know.
What did you see?
There's a movie called Monaco Fever, starring one Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like that. That kind of sounds like a movie that has a lot of wah wah pedal in the background.
Well, one of the first pictures is someone giving you the old moon.
Oh,
So, like,
I
yeah,
was really expecting you to say that one of the first pictures was like John Claude doing his splits that
yeah,
he's iconic for,
just
completely in the buff.
free swinging.
Yeah. See, I'm glad Camel knew where I was going with that.
well, I don't know who's directing their butthole presenting as a cat would, but no, it's there for the world to see. But he's cast as let's see, gay karate man.
Yeah, that about sums it up, doesn't it?
Fuck.
That's it.
Now I kind of want to see this movie. See, Hollywood, it's not that hard, you know, to sell me on going to the movies. Just come up with weird shit like that.
Just give
Bears
Camel
on cocaine and Jean-Claude Van Damme being a fruity karate dude. Just take me back to the 90s, you know, come on.
Mm-hmm. Just give Camel the slight hope of seeing Jean-Claude full split just swinging in the breeze.
But no, do you guys have anything else?
I mean, I got nothing really. Like like my days off have just been spent cleaning up the house. I've made pretty good progress. Got a lot of space, you know, freed up. Um, hopefully, hopefully start on repairs in earnest in the next couple months.
Not bad.
All right. Yeah, and yeah, I can't think of anything else. So if there's nothing else, we will get with Dax and see about what we're gonna do with the movie night.
I suppose we could go ahead and drop like the Discord link for ours in chat in case anybody might want to tag along for movie night.
Yeah, let me see if I can get that here. Invite people right there.
Thank you, Sora. I think like the ballpark estimate I've come up with so far, based on like the high end of like estimates for each individual components, I'm looking at probably $50,000 to $60,000 worth of repairs on this house.
Oof.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna live here for the rest of my life, so hopefully that's a good long time. Won't be too much in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right at the last second.
Well, hey, Gabby.
Howdy, boys.
Hello.
Look who made it.
Finally.
Indiana Jones in it. Just as the show's closing up.
Oh no.
So then the question becomes, does Gabby have anything that would be a topic?
No, not really.
God damn it, Gabby!
Are you going to join us for the movie?
Depends what the movie is.
Dax is gonna show me Nobody. I haven't seen that one yet.
With Bob Odenkirk.
What's it about?
Uh, the way I've heard it described is like think of Bob Odenkirk as John Wick.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Also, Christopher Lloyd's in it.
Who's in it?
Christopher
Doc
Lloyd.
Brown.
Mm. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Like,
Just
I
me us
might,
hanging
I
out watching a
might,
movie.
I know, but I might want to. Hasbin Hotel was released. I kind of want to check that out.
Mm.
I want to see if it's garbage or not.
And Camel,
Hmm.
I'm not surprised that you went with Doc Brown, but I was slightly hoping that you were going to say Christopher Lloyd. I was frozen today.
I just couldn't remember which one he played in Clue. He's Professor Plum, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's Professor Plum.
See, I wasn't for whatever reason I wasn't positive. So
I mean, of course, there's also Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, Doc Brown, that's iconic.
Oh yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not. It's a good go-to.
Oh yeah. I was just hoping for the best worst line reading ever.
You know, I haven't seen the movies in a while, so I'd have to brush back up on the dialogue before I try to do any impressions.
I'm trying to remember. It was the weird action movie that he did with Hulk Hogan. I was frozen today line read came from.
Oh
I'm
man,
trying to remember the name of it.
it's been so long since I watched any Hulk Hogan movies.
Right.
I think it was the only one that they did together has that line read.
Now I'm trying to remember what movie he did that had Christopher Lloyd in it. Was that the one where he was like the nanny or whatever?
No, Here, let me just look up.
Suburban Commando.
Yes! I'm almost
Okay.
positive that's it.
Well, that's what
Yep, it's absolutely Suburban Commando.
Apparently, nobody has seen that movie, so it couldn't be that.
Oh, and Gabby, you missed it.
Mhm.
So we were talking about weird laws that are coming out in Oklahoma.
New ones, or just ones that have been on the books that we haven't gotten around
ones
to
that have
getting?
New
been
ones.
proposed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
they haven't even been to committee yet. They probably won't make it out of committee, but they're funny.
So do you
Like
want to
tax
explain
dollars at
the
work?
furry one, Camel?
Well, I was gonna laugh at the journalist one first, but yeah, a guy, was a state senator from Lane, which apparently I'm supposed to know where that is, but I don't.
Yeah. You have one job.
He proposed a bill to make it illegal for kids to dress up as furries at school or exhibit any kind of anthropomorphic behavior, and punishment for which is for them to be sent home from school. Either their parents come and pick them up, or animal control does.
Okay, I mean one that's not really a punishment. Like schools have had to dress code for
Exactly
ages.
right.
Yep.
I was thinking like a fine or something. I'm like that's overstepping it, but fuck me, that's just funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my first thought was like, all right, well now all the slackers are just gonna identify as furries, and they're gonna get sent home from school. You're multiplying the problem, not subtracting from it.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of shitlords.
And then the journalist one is another senator. Do you remember what location he was from, Camel?
Broken Arrow.
So a senator from Broken Arrow put forward a bill that would make it so that journalists in Oklahoma have to undergo licensing, a background check, psychiatric eval, drug screening, courses to make sure that they know how to do journalism
Propaganda
in
free.
a safe and reliable, trustworthy way. And there was something else that I'm missing. But
Oh, $1 million insurance policy.
oh yes, they need an insurance policy.
I'd have more respect if they proposed that for actual lawmakers. Like lawmakers doing that to journalists just smacks of something
Oh.
authoritarianism that I don't like.
See, the thing is that I believe something that Camel's not quite so sure is the case.
I mean, I could see it your way, but I could also see it going another way. That's all.
Yep, he sees that it might just be a bit of dumb luck. The way that I see it is that this lawmaker has put it forward because already people are saying that it is authoritarian, that it's an abrogation of the First Amendment right. The thing is that all the things that I mentioned are things that a lot of journalists and a lot of Democrats in the area have been demanding be instituted for the right to bear arms. So if it's an abrogation of the right to freedom of speech to have all these requirements, then it would be an abrogation to the right to bear arms to have all those requirements as well.
I agree with that. Democrats don't always make the best decisions.
Yep, so he's putting forward a bill that includes everything that they've put forward for gun rights.
Is he like trying to prove a point doing exactly that?
I think that's what's going on. That's the way that I read it. But he's playing it straight so that they don't realize that he's fucking with them. And it's in a way that gets them to react with, oh, that's trying to get rid of the First Amendment. It's totalitarianism running rampant. It's an abrogation of our right to free speech. And I think ideally he's trying to get it challenged in courts and overthrown in courts.
So then
So
it could be applied to the firearm argument. Oh, this guy's playing 4D chess.
That's the way that I took it, because if it gets thrown out in the courts, then it becomes legal precedent that having these restrictions is an abrogation of rights. So you apply that to another right, the same exact things, it's an abrogation to that right.
And while I could see him, I could see saying his point and see this guy could be, making some kind of principled stand. I also could see it just be, a dumb politician doing, taking the piss with a bill that he knows will never get out of committee, let alone into law or see a courtroom.
Yep. Which, while I do admit that there is a chance of that, I think that chance is greatly reduced by the fact that he didn't add in anything that wasn't being demanded of the Second Amendment. Because it wasn't like he added in something randomly where it was like, and they all have to wear pink shirts on Tuesdays. It was all stuff that was directly just a mirror of what people are saying needs to be done when it comes to the Second Amendment.
But yeah, that's what's going on in Oklahoma.
Yep.
Interesting.
So, which way do you think it goes? Do you think it's just a happy accident, or do you think that it's intentional?
I just What the
Sorry
fuck?
about that. I had knocked something down and it fell into a metal bowl.
I just don't know anything about the individual, so it's hard to say. It's kind of like the problem with like discerning who's a Poe and who's not. There's just so much outrageous shit. It's kind of hard to discern what's what anymore.
I mean, for me, it's a matter of like political calculus. Even in Oklahoma, with a deeply Republican state legislature, I don't see that passing at all. It's a piss take. I mean, he very well could be making the point Sanguine's laying out, but he'd have to be really stupid to not know that's not going anywhere.
I absolutely agree that it's a piss take. But like I said, the best case scenario would be, if he's thinking how I'm thinking, his best case scenario would be somehow managing to get it passed and then immediately challenged in court. And riding that challenge in court all the way up until it is fully decided on, it's fully court precedent, and then turning around and challenging every such restriction on firearms. Going, it's just been decided that these requirements are abrogations of the right. We have the right to bear arms. These restrictions are on the right to bear arms. If it's an abrogation of free speech, it's an abrogation of the right to bear arms.
Hear, hear.
So, parting thoughts?
Go for it.
I'm just waiting for Johnny to play the ceiling bird, which you freaking were.
I am not.
All he's got to
prepared.
do is squeak his chair, apparently.
Yeah.
That sounded just like the ceiling bird.
No,
Yeah.
it's. Yeah, I got nothing.
Do you have parting words that you're going to do?
No, I'm not going to do your parting words. What's the one that I usually go with? The only time you have too much fuel is when you're on fire.
That's a new one.
It's was it attributed to like a helicopter pilot saying.
There's another time when you're bound for a crash.
Yeah, which usually leads to the fire.
It can, or just
Which
an
came first, the
explosion.
crash or the fire? There could be a fire and then you crash.
And it could just be an explosion.
None of those are good results.
Yeah, which is when you have too much fuel.
What about you, Sanguine? You going with the classic, or are you going to mix it up?
I'll go with the classic. If you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you.
I'm just disappointed that I'm not on the Oracle of Bacon.
Wait, how would we get on the Oracle of Bacon?
I don't know. I've been playing with that for like the last 10 minutes.
What the heck is the Oracle of Bacon?
Oh, you
I'm
don't know.
glad I'm not the only one who doesn't know.
It's a website where have you ever played 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
I've
No.
heard of the game, haven't played it.
Yeah,
What she said.
it's got like a little deal where you just type in somebody's name, like actor or whatever, and it'll tell you how many degrees of separation they have from Kevin Bacon.
Like, for example, Kevin Nealon.
Okay then.
Are you going to tell us the result of that? It sounded like you were
So
typing.
Kevin Nealon was in Earth to
if
America.
you could
with
read.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, I'm not in front of my screen right now, so
Oh.
forgive me.
Yeah, well, I was
Yeah, I
saying,
stepped away.
Kevin
Oh, there
Nealon
we
was
go.
in Earth to America with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks was in Apollo 13 with Kevin Bacon. So Kevin Nealon has a Bacon number of 2.
Yep.
I just wonder how tickled Kevin Bacon is by this meme.
Oh, I mean, he's a good sport about it. Recently, he was even trying to help somebody on Facebook find their missing pet pig, Kevin Bacon.
Very nice.
Aww.
Yeah, so he was kind of like signal boosting that.
That's sweet.
That oh okay, assassin is picking bones with the Oracle of Bacon. He's saying that Kevin Nealon was on SNL when was on SNL when Kevin Bacon guest hosted. Like I think this is just going off of movies.
Yeah, I think it's movies rather than.
Well, not necessarily. Here's Saturday Night Live
Oh,
15th
there you go.
anniversary.
Oh, okay.
So,
But I think Assassin is saying that his Bacon number should be 1.
but yeah, a lot of these are 2s.
Yeah, Frost is saying TV shows don't count. Were they in any skits together, Assassin?
That might also be the requirement.
Cuts apparently don't count. So let's just pick a letter and pick the first name that comes up here.
I mean, you were trying to close out the show, Johnny.
Haley. I told you I am distracted.
I don't mind. I just
Usually this works the other way around.
Q.
Haley Atwell was in Avengers Endgame with Palm Clementif, whatever her last name is pronounced.
Who cares?
Who is
Who's
in
friends?
that with Kevin Bacon.
Can I post pictures in StreamYard?
I don't think so.
Ah.
But enough distractions. With that, the zoo is closed. Have a good night, everyone.
Later.
Good night, all.
Fuck off.
I don't wanna.
Didn't ask.